You are somebody who really looks at stocks very closely. This is a bottoms-up operation for you. Let's talk about Tesla, because Tesla shares for the year to date are up 80%, but for the 1 year period, they're still down 35%. This is a stock that's gone from $381 to $108 and back up over the last year. That is a lot of volatility.
Yeah.
It's been a ride.
I agree with that. So before we get deep into Tesla, I want to just make a comment about two comments about, number one, how it's the safest car that's ever been built in the world. The safest car ever built in the world.
Investors could benefit along the way if Ron Barron is right about his predictions. A $1,000 investment in Tesla stock today could buy 3.9 shares, based on its current price of around $250. But wait, let's backtrack a bit. In late 2022, Barron said that he believes Tesla can hit $500 to $600 per share by the year 2025, and that the company could be worth $4.5 trillion in the next 8 to 10 years, making it worth more than Apple and Saudi Aramco combined. For context, this is a claim that Musk made last year. But that's not including robots, that's not including autonomous vehicles, that's not including batteries, Barron said at the time. The price target came from estimating Tesla to sell around 20 million cars annually in the future, compared to around 1 million sold in 2022. In 2030, if he does 20 million cars per year and they're $50,000 a car, that's $1 trillion in revenue, and he gets operating profits at somewhere around 30%, Barron said. Note that Ron Barron, an investor in Tesla since 2014, has been one of the most outspoken Tesla bulls and believes shares will continue to appreciate in the years to come. Just recently, Barron echoed his previous comments during an appearance on CNBC. We invested $380 million and we've made about $4 billion so far, and we've cashed in about $1.5 billion, he said. Barron said he recalls meeting Tesla CEO Elon Musk in 2010 and not investing until 2014. He claimed that Musk asserted that unit growth was going to be 50% annually, along with several visits with the billionaire that got him ready to invest. The stock is now $250. I think it's going to be $500 in 2025, and I think in 2030 it's going to be $1,500. That's my targets, he said. Barron and his investors own 17.5 million Tesla shares today, including 5 million that are personally owned by Barron. Barron said he bought his own stake in Tesla after buying for all his investors. The investor said he will only sell his stake in Tesla after all his clients sell. I'll be the last one to sell, last in, last out, he said. Now, just so you're aware, Tesla has already provided its long-term investors with massive gains over the years. There were, of course, instances when they suffered, but let's focus on the brighter side for now. Let's take a look at the 2021 numbers. In the last quarter of 2021, Tesla shares are up more than 50%, and the company's market cap has grown to more than $1.2 trillion despite some recent hiccups. A $1,000 investment in November 2020 would be worth around $2,940 only after a year, representing a return of 193% according to CNBC calculations. So if you had invested in Tesla in the said year, when the stock was worth just over $400 a share, you would have nearly tripled your money. Go back a few more years and your return would have been even greater. On November 2, 2016, Tesla was trading at around $38 per share, so a $1,000 investment then would have grown 3,025% and be worth around $31,286 in 2021 alone. Over the same period, the S&P 500 index would have given you a 142.4% return. If you had invested in Tesla in 2011, you would have a 5-figure return. Over those 10 years, Tesla went from selling just the Roadster to offering models S, 3, X, and Y. It has also announced the Cybertruck and Tesla Semi, but has remained non-committal about launch dates for both vehicles. A $1,000 investment in Tesla in November 2011 would be worth over $204,000 now, with the stock's price increasing from $5.74 to $1,229 over the years. That's more than a 20,000% return. A similar investment in the S&P 500 would have given you a 357.4% return. Of course, that is not to say S&P is a worse investment. Now, going back to Barron's prediction that Tesla can hit $500 to $600 per share by 2025, it bids well for the shareholders too. Investors could benefit along the way if Barron is right about his price predictions. That said, a $1,000 investment in Tesla stock today could buy 3.9 shares, based on its current price of around $250. Hitting a price target of $500 in 2025 would make the investment worth $1,950. This would represent a gain of 95% in 2 years. Hitting a price target of $1,500 in 2030 would make the investment worth $5,850. This would represent a gain of 485% in the next 7 years. While all of this is hypothetical, Barron has been one of the big believers in Tesla and is holding on to his shares and placing another bet for the long haul, which could tempt more investors to join him. In light of this, if you're looking to invest in the U.S. stock market, Tesla is a notable option. The American electric vehicle and clean energy enterprise led by Elon Musk has seen major progress in recent times, with its shares reflecting this success on the stock market. Before investing in Tesla stock, though, it's important to do thorough research and evaluate all possible outcomes. By getting a better understanding of how Tesla stock price may perform in the future, investors can decide if it is within their investment goals or not. Just so you have an idea, the price of Tesla stock has been soaring for a very long time. In 2020, its stock price increased by 695%, making Elon Musk the world's richest person. In 2021, it increased by another 50%. Major U.S. indices, including the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, track the price of Tesla Motors stock. Over the past year, the business brought in $281 billion in revenue and $28.2 billion in profit. There hasn't been much of a challenge to Tesla's dominance in the market, but that's beginning to change rapidly. Still, Tesla has established itself as the market leader among EVs. In a market where many other brands are strongly producing their own EVs, it remains to be seen whether this will still be the case in the coming years. The trajectory of Tesla's stock shows that electric vehicles represent both the wave of the future and a rapidly expanding market segment for automobiles. So now, the question is, where will Tesla stock be by 2030? By then, experts believe that the company will be highly profitable as the world moves to electric cars. That's the vague answer. But for head of Barron Capital Ron Barron, he thinks Tesla stock could hit $1,500 by 2030. In a CNBC Squawk Box episode, Barron said he wasn't concerned about volatility in the market, especially with current levels of consumer demand for Tesla's vehicles. Barron considers Tesla's current demand to be at historically high levels. Barron further shared that he expects the company's stock price to keep going up in the years to come. Tesla makes up about 30% of the BPTIX portfolio, making it Barron's largest holding. Demand picks up so much, it's unprecedented demand for his cars right now. Barron said, "We started investing in his company in 2014 and they were doing 31,000 cars a year. He thinks 20 million cars by 2030. I'm thinking $1,500 a share by 2030. I'm not really worried about the stock market," Barron added. "I don't worry about the market, I don't worry about the economy." As for his confidence in Tesla, Barron noted that Tesla has been called the safest car ever built in the world, and he expects the automaker to put out a lower-cost model, which he says will make the company worth 7 to 10 times more down the road. This thought is supported by ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood, although she did take it a step further. Wood believes that the stock will be over $3,000 by 2030. In fact, Wood thinks Tesla's stock could hit at least $2,000 by 2027, representing one of the most important investment opportunities of our lifetimes. In a recent note, Wood and ARK Invest predicted that Tesla's robotaxis could bring in as much as $8 to $10 trillion of revenue by 2030. Tesla has remained one of ARK's largest holdings for the flagship ARK Innovation ETF ARKK, with a total 9.4% weighting. Along with ARK's expected value of $2,000 per share, Wood also shared a bull case price target of $2,500, as well as a bear case price target of $1,400. Overall, bulls are extremely optimistic that by 2030, Tesla would have grown into massive proportions we can only imagine. Of course, naysayers have a lot to say too. This is basically the reason why you should do your own research, so you can weigh your options and make a sound decision about investing. Subscribe for more.